Sounds good.
All right.
Okay. I can't believe we did all that really, but we can't do it in the joke.
Good afternoon to you all, and welcome to Coffee Chat with Elma and Dave. And this is our first installment, and we're talking about fear today. So bear with us, we'll be back with you shortly. Hello guys, good afternoon, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Today we are joined by my awesome, lovely, beautiful daughter, Elma. What do you think about coffee? Do you need more sugar?
It's a good coffee.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, you should know, he's a kind of big connoisseur.
Coffee.
Actually, speaking of coffee, I've had probably about 7. This is my 8th one today. Well, I mean, they say that you live longer the more coffee that you drink.
I should never die then.
Well, that's sort of the...
I will live forever!
Well, if that's true, then yeah, we're immortal.
If that's the spice of life, I mean... So, now, we've been trying to do this forever. We've been trying to have
been a while.
Coffee, talk, and having cover different subjects, and always on the run away from what we're going to talk about and how it's going to be accepted. It was always my number one priority, but always that little fear. How about we talk about fear today?
Okay, sounds good. Because I think we always, when we were planning to do it, I don't know if we were going to script it or how we were going to do it. And then I think we finally just decided, you know what, on the spot, let's just do it. Let's get it over and done with. Doesn't matter what the topic is.
No script today, we are absolutely alive. Not live, but we're alive. Right?
Oh my God.
No scripting, we're just having a wonderful chat, we're talking about different things. Let's start with a fear of, from the teenage days. And then we'll talk about fear in our adulthood.
Adulthood, okay.
Because you're younger generation, and I realized that fear was part of your school life. What was the biggest fear in your...
I think there was just a lot of pressure, honestly, to find out what you were doing, because, you know, most of your friends already knew, oh, I'm going to university, I'm studying this, or, you know, I need to get this and this. When I went to high school, I honestly had no idea what I wanted to do, what I was good at. I'm 20, I'm about to be 22, I still have no idea what I'm good at or what I want to do. But working has opened up those doors for me. But they don't tell you that in high school. So I didn't even know how to apply. That was my biggest fear, is I haven't applied, what am I going to do, what's going to happen, am I ever going to go to university? And I think that's the biggest thing in your life, is that you're not going to become anyone, you're not going to be anything. I think that was, I can definitely say that was my biggest fear at the time.
You mentioned something that they don't teach you in school, how to go after you finish your high school.
No one really says what's going to happen. I think a majority of, when you're in Queensland anyway, you have to go through QTAC. And then that lists all of the courses that they have around, Queensland universities and things like that. And so you apply for your first preference, so that, you know, if you want to study medicine, that's your first preference for your first university. And you list it down, probably all the way down to biomed. And pretty much whatever you get offered, either you accept or decline. And that's it. But I had no idea what I wanted to do. So,
you see, back in my days, I didn't really have a teenage fear. Because we grew up in a different environment, and we grew up in a different setup.
Yeah.
We were prepared for a lot of different things, but it was different. It seems to be that fear is something especially from the high school, doesn't fade out very easily and very quickly. What is causing your fear as a high school student?
Everyone has this fear or thing about cushioning kids and saying, oh, no, you didn't come last, or you're second last, or here's a certificate of participation. Instead of prepping us and saying, you didn't win, and that's okay. It doesn't matter. They sort of shelter everyone from this, oh, you lost type of thing. But sometimes it's not so bad to say, you lost. It just means you can take a different direction, or you can try harder, or it's not good to constantly tell someone that just by participating is enough.
Yeah.
Because if you just participate in the next round and you haven't done anything to improve yourself, you're not getting anywhere. I think that's one of the biggest things. And I don't know why people are so scared or fear to not do that to kids.
I think it's a lot of pressure, especially on the kids from a parent's side of it. I have to admit, I made a huge mistake when I was when I think you were around 9, 10. My own desires, what I wanted to do in my life, and I think you overheard me saying, and will go into university, be a lawyer, be that kind of level, and then you put pressure on yourself to follow.
Yeah.
Well, probably taking my own part. So if you're listening, if you're watching this, and if you have a child that you had some idea where you want to head, but you didn't fulfill, do not try to put that on your child, because it will haunt them for quite some time. And I guess it was on your mind for quite some time?
Oh, well, yeah. So obviously, you having that sort of background in wanting to do law, I didn't know what to do, so I was working in, a courthouse for a while and just sort of trying to navigate that and trying to some way make myself think, yeah, I want to be a lawyer.
In the whole process, you lost your own focus and you lost your own self, pretty much.
Yeah, a little bit. I sort of am still very confused about what I want to do.
And that's what happens when you're actually trying to, if you have a child that actually would love to do everything for you to make you satisfied, to say, I'm proud of my own child, don't put that pressure ever, because it will completely defocus and derail their own development process, guaranteed. But it didn't derail you, you continued your own path later on.
Kept pushing them. Yeah, tried. Honestly, it's a bit of test and trial at this point in time, sort of going from job to job and industry to industry and figuring out what I like, what I don't like, what I'm good at, my skill sets, and sort of trying to match that. I mean, to be honest, it's never late for university, no matter what anyone says. But it's about, I don't think in high school you honestly have that experience to know what you're good at, because you are being told these are your classes and this is what you should be good at. But they don't take into account your personality, your difference in culture, your backgrounds. You could be good at so many different
guide
things.
you to the point where you're going to say, I found myself.
No, it's so standardized.
And because of that uncertainty, you start fearing what is going to happen.
Well,
life is too short. I got no idea what's going on.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I just never thought I was good at anything. Didn't think I would, be able to achieve the things that I wanted to achieve. And I sort of felt like I was meant to fit in a box, but I wasn't made a box.
There is another part that has been companion of all that fear that we're experiencing from the high school, from the moment we get out and we're trying to figure out where do we belong and where do we want to go. From that point, there is self-doubt. That's number one. That is actually hitting your mind, and you creating disbelief. I can't do these things. And then also being judged.
Yeah.
Judgmental mindset that a lot of people will just go, I don't know like I did on 2 occasions. And the first occasion is, should I start doing YouTube videos or not?
Yeah.
Because why? I have an accent and people will just judge me, and I'm not going to be accepted. I want to be taken quite well. And what about criticism? People will start talking, oh yeah, he's fat and ugly and things. Look at Fluffy. Everyone loves it. It doesn't matter whether you are overweight, whether you are having different types of self-doubt that there might not be even there. Do not try to actually expose yourself to that self-doubt. Because of the fact that you're exposing yourself to self-doubt, everything you try, everything you want to do, the first hits that back of your mind saying, I'm not worthy enough.
Yeah.
I'm not worthy enough. Yes, you are. Yes, you're worthy. Yes, you can do it. There is nothing stopping you, and the first thing you have to do is believe in yourself. Another point of that.
Wise words.
Oh. If you remember, I wanted to start my LinkedIn account first time.
Yes, I remember.
And I opened it up. Opened the first time the LinkedIn account, and I was petrified to post anything on it. Because of the grammar mistakes. Because people actually judge you for little grammar.
Especially on LinkedIn.
Oh, it's a professional network. People don't want to see it. And that's exactly what happened to me. I didn't want to post anything just because of that reason. And there was a small mistake, I think misspelling in one of the words down in the description below my name. And I sent a request to one of the business development managers. I wanted to connect with them. Probably about 3-4 days later, I got the response saying, I do not connect with people that misspell their own profession.
You didn't even tell me that. I didn't know that. How rude.
I do not connect with people that misspell their own profession.
Oh my god.
Don't get that personal, because it will haunt you. It will actually get you to the point to close your own account. Because I started doing well in building up that courage, and suddenly you get that hit and you think, all my fears just coming through.
Yes,
Seriously.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I actually read that so many times, and I thought, you know what? I don't belong there. So that fear took over, that judgmental, that people that they're judgmental, they kind of put you down and bring your own beliefs down.
Oh god, and people think Instagram and Twitter are bad.
Oh.
I think LinkedIn's probably the worst, because you've got so many professional people on there who are trying to build these connections and make links and whatever, and they're all kind of
But
snobby.
when it comes to that part, when it comes to the LinkedIn part, first thing you have to understand, you got to connect with people that kind of have the same mindset.
Yeah.
And you just don't connect with people that have that authority gradient issues and problems. When it comes to posting, you post what makes you feel good. If there is an expertise if you're expert in something and then you possess expertise in a certain field, start with those. Your first post, something that you feel very passionate about. Don't worry about grammar. If you're worried about grammar, download Grammarly, do the spell check, make sure. Yeah, not sponsored. Do the spell check and post it. And even if you don't have any recognition, and if you don't have any hits on your post, don't worry about it. Just keep posting what makes you feel good about it, and then connecting with people that have the same mindset. They're like-minded professionals that will give you support. They will say yes. However, if you want to do this, improve on this side of it.
That's right.
Surround yourself with people that will support you, that will give you that opportunity to grow.
Yeah, instead of enabling your fears.
Yeah, exactly right. And people that actually have, that say, you know what, you did well. However, you could have done better here.
Yeah, that's
Instead
right.
instead of having someone that is actually
Just
idle.
criticizing.
Oh.
Yeah. You need construction.
Exactly right.
Yeah, that's it.
But on the other side, you have to be open for the
The
feedback.
open-mindedness.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
that's something. It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
It's not one. It's just my way or highway. It's two-way street. So that adulthood
If you want to get
fear.
anywhere, you have to be open-minded for everything. But that's
And that from what you're just connecting from that teenage part to the adulthood. That fear is always present.
yeah.
So how do we get out of it? How do we snap out of it? And what is the key element for your side of it from your age,
Yeah.
from a teenager side of it, from your age up to my point?
Yeah.
What do you recommend to everyone watching? What to do to overcome that fear from the high school all the way through?
Well, obviously, as you grow older, all your fears change, like we were saying. When I was in high school, grade 12, thinking, what am I going to do? Things like that. The best way to get a grip is sort of to experience a lot of things. So whatever it is that you might be having your fear towards, put your toes in it. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I did my dual diploma of business and business management. Something super simple that sort of gave me something to lean back on, while trying to keep myself stable.
Confidence building.
That's it. A little bit, block by block. It allowed me to find a job and have a decent pay from that degree. And then after that, you trial and error, essentially. That's all you can really do, is sort of dip your toes into it, build up your courage, and that's, have a good frame around yourself. But,
How many times did you have had that self-doubt?
Oh, every day. It's a constant
Why?
thing. I don't know, but a lot of my generation has that self-doubt. I think it's just the difference in, I don't know, but everyone says it is the difference in generations. They're saying that, we have more pressure than what you guys did back in your day. We can't get a house for cheaper. Even if we have a degree, we still might not get anything. You see, how many people do we know that have finished an accounting degree that can't get a job?
Yeah,
So
that's a topic for the next time. I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, but it just fears change over time, I think, and once you sort of get over one thing, the next thing comes. As in, now especially, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm running out of time. That's my fear currently. When am I going to get married? When am I going to have
Never run out of your time.
have kids?
Never run. Never, never, never. I know life is short. Whatever you think about accomplishing, do it. Just do it.
That's
Believe in yourself, you can do it. And I'm known for my quote,
Catchphrase.
which is,
if you see the invisible, wait, no, what is it?
if you can see the invisible, you can do the impossible.
That's it.
Okay, this is probably something that will get your fear kind of minimalized. I know we can't get rid of the fear. We always fear for something that is part of it. It's part of our
part
life.
of life. Yeah.
And
I mean, whether we fear things like school, whether we fear, I don't know, death, things, there's such a range of scale. You think about it from when you're a little kid, you're scared to run, you might fall over, hurt your knee, it's so small things, and then they develop, and then as you get older, you start getting more sick or things like that, and, you're scared. Especially, how Grandma was. She was kind of always wondering, oh my God, when is my last breath going to be? And it sort of is like that. Fear sort of runs throughout our veins and throughout our life, and it's something that you have to just...
But you can minimalize that, and let's connect that with, if you can see the invisible, you can do the impossible.
You've been telling me that since I...
I did. What I did, I even went to do a little pillow, and we
got it embroidered
on it. If you can see the invisible, you can do the impossible. What actually that means is planning is the key factor of getting yourself kind of positioned well for the future. That's one thing.
I think that's why I'm so good at planning now. I have so many planners and diaries and...
However, there is one thing that we fail most of the times. dream big, but if you don't action your dream, it only stays a dream.
Well, that's it.
But if you action your dream, if you put the plan in place, your dream actually becomes a goal.
That's it.
And that goal you have to envision, you have to see it. You have to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
The only way you can actually start doing that is to seeing that inside of your mind.
That's it. And I think as we get older, we forget we forget our imagination. We forget our sort of aspirations in that sort of sense. Like,
We do.
I really, as a kid, I remember thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have this much money and I'm going to have a massive house and I'm going to decorate it. And, you know, now as I'm but I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, oh, can I, you know, is it even possible to, and I've lost my imagination. I think that's one of the saddest things, that when you get older, you're not as creative or as imaginative, and I think that's one of the biggest factors that kind of leads to that sort of blockage of, if you can see the invisible, you can do the impossible.
Oh, we're coming to the second part. So the first part is, if you can see the invisible, it means you have to
Be able to envision it.
be able to
Set your
have
mind.
that vivid vision of what you want to do. So now the next step is, without believing in yourself, you can't even begin anything. You have to believe you are worthy of that opportunity.
Yeah.
You are worthy and you are enough. You don't need anyone to tell you that you're worthy. You are worthy, and you can't allow anyone else to say you are not worthy of that opportunity, because your dreams of becoming, you say your dream now is to become a doctor.
Yeah.
So you want to become that, that's fine, and I am absolutely proud of your thinking. But you have to put that in your
the work
plan.
into it. Yeah, of course.
So now you planned it, you believe in yourself, you envisioned it, you see the clear picture, and then you're experiencing hijackers of your dreams. Dream hijackers. They are terrible, nasty little pests, and I have a spray for it. Don't let anyone stay in your way. Even that was me. Fight for it, and if you can see that invisible, if you believe in yourself, if you action it, you can do the impossible, what someone thinks that you might not be worthy of, or that you can't do it. It's against the grain, it's against whatever someone believes in. You believe in it, you are certain and positive, and you can do it. You can achieve that impossible.
That's it.
Believe in yourself, trust your own instincts, make a plan, create a goal, have a dream, action it. You will be able to do it. So that is probably, to me, major kind of a weapon against your fear.
Oh yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Planning, goal setting, and all of that sort of conquers those things. I like to, at the beginning of every year, everyone says, new year, new me, resolutions. I hate that. I hate that because I never get around to it. But I do make a bit of a dream board, if you will. And it's just sort of a compilation of photos of things I would like to achieve, things that I would really, enjoy, things that I want to set my mind towards, my goals and things like that. And, not that people say, you put it into the universe.
I'm sorry, I'm just getting lucky up.
But yeah, people say put it into the universe and it'll come back to you.
I have another friend to join us for the talk.
So cute.
You want to go for coffee? He's coming for coffee as well. There you go. Hello.
So cute.
Sorry about that. Sorry I interrupted.
And it just sort of, it's not put it into the universe. It's more sort of, it's something that you see every day, and it gets ingrained into your subconscious. And I've honestly seen it work, because I've been smoking for a while, which is a absolutely nasty habit. But I put that on my board, and it's been not even a month into it, and just seeing it, it was such a sudden sort of stop as well. And it just, yeah, it kind of beginning to work a little bit. So I'm starting to believe in it. So I'm hoping that everything else in that little dream board starts coming to fruition.
So planning, putting things in action.
I think sometimes you just need to have your thoughts organized. What is it that I want? What is it that I want to achieve? And after you know that point, it's easier to plan towards those steps.
The thing is, a lot of people fail to express their fears.
Yeah.
If you have a fear about something,
You see that in a lot in men too.
we are notorious about that. We don't want to get our pride. You know, sometimes pride even crosses over to ego, and nothing worse when pride enters the ego state, because your ego comes before you and everything else is clouded and your judgment is clouded, so there's nothing. So talk to your own family first, and if they can't help you, there's always someone who can. Don't let your fears to get better of yourself and destroy or that will absolutely destroy you in every possible way.
Yeah, I agree. I just, you know, especially throughout my life and things like that, and having a brother and having you, and I know both of you very rarely talk of, especially, you know, Harris, he very rarely talks about the things that are his fears or things that he's going through or whatnot. And I think it's that sort of idea of that toxic masculinity, that you have to be strong all the time, that you have to have your, you know, you can't show your emotions and things like that. You can't tell people you're going through something rough. And it shouldn't be like that. You know, everyone has a fear, everyone has something, and everyone needs someone.
Oh, definitely. So, definitely. You can't have that battle on your own.
No.
And as you can possibly, if you watched one of the channel updates, I'm talking about networking beyond borders, and that's something that also has a lot of impact on me and my life. As if you have a fear that there's nothing you can't achieve with the help of your network, and especially when it comes to friends and family, but also your professional network can help you out. There's a lot of good people that have that passion of helping, and also opening your windows to your future and connecting it with your mind and heart. Your mind and heart has to be in sync to whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever your heart feels, have to be on the same frequency for you to be able to kind of get through to the right destination where you're heading. And if your mind is heading one way, heart the other, you're never heading the same direction. You're actually being split in half. So from this perspective, what is there any specific advice you would like to give, especially to kids that actually are coming out of school, or they're currently in a high school, or the parents that actually are in that position where they're having kids in high school? What would you recommend? What would you tell them to do to help their kids and to expose that kind of avenue that, oh, hey, I'm here?
Yeah, I think, well, especially coming back from a, you know, a European background, and our family is very strict, very much, you know, growing up you said to us, education is your everything and that's it until you finish grade 12.
Gee, I was wrong.
No. But I think it's really important for parents to have sort of a very, like an open door policy, if you will.
Open door policy?
That's it. I think it's really important for kids to be able to say to their parents, hey, look, I'm going through a really rough time. I don't know.
Honesty?
That's it. I don't know what I need to do to get to where I need to go. Or, hey, I don't know what I want. Or, I don't know what it is that I can do.
Which, in that case, sorry I'm interrupting. This is a fear of retribution. Be open-minded.
Yeah, it is that. You know, sometimes with having strict parents or parents that aren't really understanding, there is a fear of telling your parents, I don't know. I don't know. You know, your internal fears you can't express.
Calmness.
That's it. And I think it's just that level of understanding and saying, okay, well, alright, I can see you're struggling. How can I help you? What is it that, because maybe they know. Maybe they have the idea of, look, I want to go into TAFE, or I want to do a trade. And it's not necessarily something that their parents wanted for them.
Don't enforce it.
That's it. But having that sort of open relationship, open communication, that trust and that bonding between...
Communication.
That's it. Between the parent and the child can really, really help open some doors, can help open those doors and get both sides happy into a place where, you know, the kid knows where they're going. They sort of feel that freedom of, okay, yeah, either I can go into work and see what's happening and what I like doing and what I don't like doing, or maybe it's something that they do know they want to study, but they have that fear of that's not going to be accepted by my family. So
that is absolutely spot on in every single on every single level.
Yeah.
And from what we just heard, if you're a parent, be open-minded, accept the voice for help. Well, you know, it's not cry for help, it's just a voice for help. If they voice it out, keep your mouth shut, ears open, and listen. Have that patience. That active communication and active listening is the key element to, you know, getting that child to open up. Yeah. And if you're a child, just don't try to fight it.
Yeah.
Don't try to enforce it. Also, you have to have that part of it as a communicator, not to,
yeah.
And also, for most of us, you know, raising voice sometimes is over the top. Isn't it lucky? Over the top, and that if you can get rid of it, get rid of it. It's not productive. I guarantee you that.
Yeah. Oh, that's so difficult for Europeans especially.
We're talking with our hands. And so that part is for you as a parent. You've got to open your mind and see their situation from their own perspective. Put yourself in their shoes, trying to figure out why is that fear present and how you can possibly open another door where that fear is going to vent out. Be the support they need. Don't be the judge and executioner at the same time. So that's probably something that I would recommend. But again, from that perspective, you nailed pretty much every single point.
Yeah, I think honestly that's just coming from my experience with, you know, you and Mum, is I had the freedom to say, I don't know what I want to do. And you both said, hey, that's alright. Just
explore.
Yeah, that's it. So, and it's done a pretty good job for me. At least, you know, I have some type of direction of what I want to do now, and you know, it's never too late. So, yeah.
Hello. Well, that would probably conclude our first in the series of having a coffee with Elma and Dave, or we're gonna figure it out how we're gonna call it. Yeah. And if you have any suggestions, if you like the video, please subscribe, like, and share our videos with Video Network, so that will probably help us grow and spread out. So there's also several different reasons why we're doing this. We try to help people in need through networking beyond borders. And if that's something you would like to join, probably find us on LinkedIn. That's another thing. So yeah.
If you want to talk about something else, if you want to hear us have a chat about anything, leave it in the comments.
Comment section below.
Notification bell? We forgot that. And hopefully we'll be back at it again in a couple of days with a new video.
And if you would like to have a special conversation or something that you would like to talk about, Lucky, you got any subjects on topics? Yeah, dog bones. So we would love to hear from you. Please let us know what you think. What would a setup be, possibly something that you would like us to do? And yeah, we're open-minded.
Very.
So again, any suggestions for the topic, we would love to hear that one.
We'd love to see that. Subscribe and like.
Oh, if you'd do that, that would make our hearts sing. And yes, so if you can see the invisible, you can do the impossible. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself and each other. Until next time, Elma and Dave. See you next time.